Well, the good thing about videos, I can vent my frustration about getting subjectivism down on paper. Now, subjectivism of no value or use at all? No. Is it not the greatest of value, given that we operate from a sense of being, feeling, intuition, that these subjective elements of life are the base of life. So, say what you want about truth, but is it in subjectivism? Isn't truth more aligned to objectivism or objectivity? So, to say there's no value in subjectivism really does just set aside the value of truth for the purpose of the question. Is there value in subjectivism? Can we speak of it? Do we see it as a ground for those things which are enabling value, such as objectivism? Difficult to place in context, because subjectivism is the context. It's not like you can talk about it in a certain sense, because it is the talking. It's the thing that defies the subject-object and the subject-predicate setup. It's the enabling condition for any objectivity. Well, that's my claim. I believe it. So, insofar as one is objective, making statements, judgments, positions, principles, propositions, etc., claims facts. That's another problem. You're being objective, you're making claims. But are those, for one thing, are you being scientific? Or what's the other realm, the human realm? So, big player there is morality. But you're making claims. Is it claims about facts? One. But what enables it? What brings about the objectivity? What is it about the human subject that produces, or what is it about the human subject that makes it possible for objectivity and truth to come about? Now, there's a humanism in this. We understand all truths to be human. But then that's a secondary concern, because we've already sort of surpassed that and handled objectively this question of subjectivity. That's another sort of meta element, I suppose, or good housekeeping, that where we're going to discuss subjectivism, we're going to be objective about it. So it's sort of circular in a sense, given that the objectivity comes from that which we are studying as object, I suppose. If subject is our object, then object is our subject, subject is our object, object is our subject. Okay, subject-object relations. Back to that. When do we get away from it? Well, perhaps we don't. Can we speak of subjectivity in an objective fashion. Can we speak of the truths of subjectivity? Perhaps not. We are, though, in the Hegelian Kantian realm of subjectivity as somehow the enabler of objectivity whatsoever. I think particularly the Kantian idea of a transcendental logic, that is, rules about how we shall be discussing this. I think the Kantian thing is unique in its pure form. That is, a pure transcendental logic, that is, not synthetic stuff, but the a priori of it, of anything. And here, transcendental seduction is recognition of the a priori of the subject as the enabling condition of the object. So, did we break with idealism? Well, moving from Kant to Hegel, you don't break from idealism. Hegel is the zenith of idealism, in which so much discourse and productive rationality is made possible through the idealism. So, but what are we saying with transcendental seduction? Well, that the idealism, the total, is just that. It is ideal. We live in our heads, or we are not embodied but in-minded. But then that's no different from science saying, well, strictly it's your brain producing reality. Why is that not ideal? Well, firstly, because science doesn't have to concern itself with anything that's not empirical and leaves that to the philosopher. New file.